Walked into the job site today, and one of the guys is like, "Hey, Sparky, come here." I'm like, "Sparky?" Then listen, first of all, my name's not Sparky, it's Dana. Second of all, if I do my job well, there will be no sparks while I'm here. So I got to thinking about what my identity is. And I was thinking about, am I Dana the electrician? Are you Ken carpentry? Are you Ed the plumber? Are you Thom McDonald the white rapper? What is your identity? You don't have to go very far to see, you don't have to go very deep into Romans. Start reading Romans 1:1. I don't even think I made it through Romans 1:1 before I realized he says, "Hey, I'm Paul, bondservant of Christ." Got to thinking, what's a bondservant? So a bondservant is someone who is signing up to serve forever. They're bound to their master, but they're doing this willingly. They believe in the cause to the extent where they're saying, "I'm willing to follow you. I'm willing to proclaim your name because I believe in you. Because you've shown me your integrity, your character, your conviction for what you're selling. So I want to sign up for that." So Paul says, I'm a bond servant of Christ. I got to thinking, am I Dana the electrician? Or am I a bond servant of Christ? As you walk into an AA meeting or an NA meeting, and I'm not endorsing any of that, or not, either way, they have you say, "I'm Dana, I'm an alcoholic," or "I'm so-and-so, I'm an addict, I got a gambling problem, I'm so-and-so and I gamble," or pornography, or whatever it is that got you to that meeting. But that's not your identity. You should go in there and stand there and be like, "I'm Dana Wells. I'm a bondservant of Christ." And if that becomes your identity, and you identify as a bondservant of Christ, all of a sudden what it is that got you there is not your identity. And if you serve Christ, all of a sudden those things start to get easier and easier to deal with. When you walk into a job site or your place of business, and you've got somebody, for us it's like plumbers and electricians, we're like, oil and water sometimes. They're always putting their stuff where I want to put my stuff, and I've always said that, electrician puts his butt where a plumber puts his face. But you know what? If they're a bondservant of Christ and I'm a bondservant of Christ, as Jesus said, as he spoke to his disciples, "I give you the new commandment, to love one another." And I believe he's looking them in their eyes saying, "Peter, I want you to love your brother Judah." And he knows what's coming. He knows what he's going to do, but he says, "I want you to love him because that's who you are. Now you are a bondservant of Christ, and I'm telling you to love one another." If you judge me and you say that's Dana Wells, he is a right-winged conservative nut job. That's not my identity. And as my brother in Christ, I don't think you should see me as that either. It's not what identifies me. What identifies me, and I hope what identifies me. So if you see me as a right-wing nut job, maybe I'm not doing a good job of putting my identity out there, who I am. So maybe I need to do a better job of proclaiming that I'm a bondservant of Christ in the way that I act and things that I say. Am I going to the job site speaking filth and talking about, the ugliness of this world, whether it's political or whether it's, you're being crude and sexual, or whether you're using words that just sound terrible, you're dropping the F-bombs and this and that, like you're acting like the world. If you're acting like the world, you're kind of living in the world. You're not really putting out there that you're a bondservant of Christ. So maybe I am Dana the Sparky. I said Dana the bondservant of Christ. But I guess I'm going to challenge myself and challenge you today to walk as a bondservant of Christ, to love your brother, to come alongside your brothers, to love them, to believe in what your kingdom purpose is today, and to walk in that, to exclaim who Jesus Christ is, to be bold enough to be a bondservant of Christ. I think he says somewhere, if you've seen my miracles and you don't believe them or you don't live like that, you are better off in Sodom. I think what he's saying is, listen, brimstone and fire that'll be rained down on the unrighteous is still better than those who know me, that saw my miracles and hid in the back row and never professed who I was. Boy, that's a scary thought. So let's be bold today. Let's stand for Jesus Christ today. Let's be the bondservants that we willingly signed up because we saw how good he was. We know how good he is. We know what he's done. Because he's worth the worship that we give him. He's worth serving. So let's serve our brothers. Let's serve those around us. Let's stand as bondservants today. Let's make that our identity today. That we're going to be bondservants of Christ today. That's our identity. All right. Thanks y'all for listening. God bless y'all.